Got a knife review for you today. Puma Tec to be precise. Puma is a German company based in Solingen, and they have 3 ranges of knives depending on your budget. The Puma knives themselves are pretty much all handmade, I believe, in Solingen. Then there's Puma IP, which is their international partners, and they're manufactured by people like Cuchilleria Joker in Spain, and I believe Fox Knives in Maniago. European makers anyway. The 3rd range is Puma Tec, and they're made in the East, largely in China, I would imagine. And it's a Puma Tec knife that we're going to look at today. It's a folding hunter. It costs £17. See what you think. Okay, so if we start with the knife in its packaging, we've got a white cardboard sleeve, and then one of those quite nice heavy cardboard boxes with the magnetic closure. On the underneath we've got the company details, and we've got the logos and the name on the box. Now for £17 knife, £16.95 I think it was, generally speaking I would want all of that money spent on the knife, not the packaging. However, if you want to give a knife as a gift and you're on a tight budget, I think it's good that some people do put the cheaper knives in the nicer packaging because it makes a nicer gift. So if we open it up, here we have the knife in the usual little Johnny bag. Folding hunter design. Now, quick run through the specs. It's a 3.5-inch blade, which is 89mm. The steel is AISI 420 and it's 3mm thick. The overall length is 8 inches, 203mm, and the weight is 142 grams, which is, as near as makes no difference, 5 ounces. The thing about this knife, the USP you could say, is that it's very slim. If we don't take into account the pocket clip, which is removable, the knife is barely 6mm thick. That's quite a big knife, and if you look at this other folding hunter, which is a Rough Rider, and it's a bit bigger, but this one is considerably thicker. We've got the traditional construction, 2 back springs, 3 liners, 2 scales. Now it is bigger than that, and you might say that a much more sensible comparison would be the Buck 110. But I haven't got a Buck 110, I've got this. And this, at its thickest point, is 15mm, and the Buck 110 is 15.7. So although it's a longer knife, in terms of showing you the thickness and the difference in thickness, it's a reasonable comparison. I bought this Puma Tec from Heine Haynes, and they say that these scales are aluminium. if you look on the Puma Tec website, they say the scale's a G10. Mr. Magnet doesn't agree with either of them. As far as I can see inside, there's no separate steel liner to give you that magnetic pull. Doesn't feel like G10, doesn't look like G10, it's just steel. Hence the 5-ounce weight. Now, folding hunter intended to be a working knife. There's no blade play. If you were going to push it really hard, you might get a bit of flexing just because of the very slim construction. But with a nice big pivot pin, it does seem fairly solid. It's a back lock, as you can see there, and it fits the hand quite nicely. You've got this one big curve and then the little curve there for your pinky. There is a very small hole at the end for a lanyard. You wouldn't get paracord through that, but you might get sort of wax cotton or a piece of nylon through there. Standard kind of blade you might expect, hollow ground, clip point, bit of a swedge there, but it doesn't come to a sharp point, still quite wide. A little bit of a burr just on the tip there at the top edge, although the terminal bevels feel smooth. Let's see how it cuts. Piece of catalogue paper. So the AISI 420 steel has taken a very nice edge. Straight out of the box, that won't need anything doing to it. But if you're going to use it as a working knife, as a hunter, you're going to have to be able to cut a little bit more than that. So I've got an old piece of leather belt here. 2 thin layers of leather stitched and glued. Obviously it's going to be a bit harder than fresh leather, but that cuts really easily. So I'm more than happy that that would suffice as a working knife. As I say, the main selling point is the extremely thin profile. Got quite a long back pocket clip on the back, but it doesn't offer you any other positions. It's either there, tip down, or you take it off. Seems quite strong, and it would ride quite deep in the pocket. Just to give you an impression there wouldn't be a great lot showing. So if you want a fairly big hunter that won't make too much of a bulge in your jeans, and you've only got £17, I think this is really good. I will admit, when I first bought it, I wasn't convinced, but I've used it a few times just for little bits and bobs, and I think it's a very credible large pocket knife. And as I say, if you're looking for a budget price gift knife, then the very tasteful black and silver box makes it a bit of a winner. So, Puma Tec. I like it. Hope you do too. I'll show you some close-ups and then we'll see you next time.